What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to episode 54. I have another special guest today, Mayra.
Hi guys, I am back. I am so excited to be back. I feel like it feels like so normal, like
It's
you know what
so
I mean? Like to be
weird.
back in that normal routine. It's just exciting.
Yeah,
to me.
I mean, it was only 2 episodes that I had to do. Like, I had
it was about
Jasmine
to be
on.
3, and I was like, "There's no way."
It was gonna be 3 this morning. No, yesterday. Well, this week, y'all. I was actually planning to have another guest on. I was like texting Elizabeth. I was like, maybe she could come on. Because a few days ago, Mayra was like, I cannot come back on. Like, she was just like, you know, she's been recovering.
The recovery has been a little difficult. We'll get into that. But
yeah,
I was just not going to allow the 3rd week to go. Like, it's been, 2 weeks. I was like, oh my God, there's no way that 3 episodes. I'm like, I can't do. I literally said I would.
Girl, 2 weeks is nothing.
No, I know. But I don't know. For me, like, honestly, you guys, like, the podcast does not feel like a job. If it felt like a job, I would not be here. Like,
If this was like, you know, no, yeah, like
girl, I wouldn't, you know?
No,
but it
yeah.
doesn't feel like a job. Am I screaming? I felt like I was like,
no,
echoing right
you're
now.
not. You're not.
Okay.
I know. I was like, are you sure you want to come back? Because I felt so annoying this last week because like Mayra had said that she wanted to come back on the 3rd week. So I was like, it's up to you, girl. Like, you don't have to. So then I was like, and then you were like, no, I'm not ready. So then I was like, it's fine. So then I contacted Elizabeth. And then yesterday you were like, I think I feel fine.
Yeah.
And then last night I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen. So I was like texting Mayra. I was like, I'm so annoying. I'm sorry. We just need to figure out, like, we need to know a time. Because we were trying to figure out, like, the time to film and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I actually texted Elizabeth this morning. I was like, oh, like, not today, girl. But she wasn't, we were going to film, like, later at night if she filmed with us. But yeah, Mayra was actually like, you know what? I feel fine.
Yeah, I feel fine. Like, I'm sitting down. I'm not doing anything crazy.
If we got to end the podcast early, like, it don't matter, girl.
No, we're good. We're chilling. We're just here having a good time, just talking. I mean, I've came to Karina's house already like 2 times. I'm doing the cuarentena, but not like, I mean, it depends how you see the cuarentena, like, because some people are very strict with it. For me, I'm just going to my sister's house. Like, I'm still very covered up. It's like almost 80 degrees outside, and I'm literally covered up, girl.
It's hot
like,
outside, huh?
It is hot, but I'm still like protecting myself from like, que me pegue el aire or whatever it's called. I don't know.
I feel like some people are more like into the cuarentena thing, guys. So the cuarentena is basically, in our culture, it's like the 6 weeks, right? Is it 6 weeks?
40 days.
I don't even fucking know.
It's 40 days that like you follow this strict
like,
lifestyle.
Yeah, you follow this lifestyle where, you know, you don't leave your house. Mm-hmm. You eat certain foods. You don't do certain things, like, you know, you take it really easy, which as you should, you know.
As you absolutely should. Like, my mom's been helping out a lot. She goes almost every day over to cook, to clean. Because it's hard. Like, if I'm on my feet more than like 30 minutes, I start feeling it. I'm like, oh my God, you need to sit down.
And you had a C-section too. Like, yes. So the recovery is different than, you know, like.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to get into because it's my 2nd C-section. So the recovery has been like a lot more difficult, girl. Yeah. But you know what? I feel like for me to be, he was born April 8th. Right now it's April 25th.
2 weeks ago, right? Like 2.5 weeks ago.
Is it 17 days?
I don't know, but it's like,
yeah, I'm 17 days postpartum, and I think I'm doing pretty freaking well to be 17 days out from my 2nd C-section. Mm-hmm. Girl, the recovery has been more crazy though. This is why I was like really dreading if I should even come back, because I was feeling really well like after the 1st week. Mm-hmm. Like, I leaned off pain meds immediately. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, like, I started getting excruciating pain like on the right side of my incision. And girl, this was like so bad. Like, I'm still dealing with it, but like I'm keeping a really close eye on it. Obviously, like, nothing looks like bad from the surface. Like, there's no infection, I don't think. Like, I've already spoke to my doctor. Like, it's just pain when I'm like, if I'm doing like a lot of things around the house, it starts hurting. If I'm doing like, you know, minimal, literally sitting on the freaking couch, like if I'm just careful, like, it doesn't hurt. Like, even right now, sitting down, like, it was burning. Like, I have to be careful how I position myself. Yeah. But if I'm doing anything, like, any crazy activities, yeah, it starts hurting.
You said it feels like it feels like
someone has a hot iron on my skin. Oh my God. The other day, I don't know. I think I've been doing a lot better. and I'm taking ibuprofen. That's it right now. But a couple days ago, like I had took ibuprofen and Tylenol because I was like, I was in so much pain, and I don't know. I think like me lastimé or something because there's just no way. I was like really questioning everything. I'm like, why am I in so much pain?
Did you like move hard?
I probably did. I probably did something that I didn't realize, which I'm not doing anything crazy, but I probably got up too fast or something. But the pain was there like the whole night, like literally. I was crying. Like, I called Karina, right? Did I call you crying?
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, she's going through it right now.
Like, I was like, girl.
There was a few days, Mayra. There was like a good like 3 days that you would tell me, yeah, you were like, this recovery is so much harder than the last one.
So much
and
more
you
difficult.
like, I was like, oh my God, I think she's going through it right now. Like you had a few days where you were just like, yeah.
Fully. And it's like, it's kind of ruined the vibe a little bit. Like, because
ruined the vibe.
Yeah, because I'm like, here I am trying to be like a mother, right? To Noah. He's such a king. First of all, Noah is like the best baby in the world.
He is so good.
He literally like, I mean, he's got a little fussy these past days. I feel like I jinxed it a little bit. I'm like, boy, what's going on?
That's how it is, Mayra. The first month they sleep a lot, but like every single day they're more aware, and the more aware they are, the more demanding they get.
I had said on my stories that he was like a really good boy, and someone's like, girl, babies are fake in the beginning. He's gonna show his true colors soon. I was like, he's fake. No, but he's still a really good boy. It's just that like
he's so cute.
He like randomly just like cries, and I'm like, okay, I don't know like what's going on.
I think honestly, I've always thought, like I learned from Mia, that if they're not hungry, if they're fed, they're not pooped or anything, I think it's gas.
Yeah, no, like cólicos.
And I, oh my God, Mia had like the worst stomach issues in the beginning. I remember like the first month she was so good. And then like a month 1 and 2, she started getting like issues with her stomach. She was doing formula. It's because I only did breast milk for like a month, and then pumping's a lot, bitch. That whole
really hard.
That alone is a full-time job. And I just remember I just honestly got like lazy with it, and it was hard to keep up. And I tried for months to like bring my supply back up, and I was never able to bring it back up.
It's so
and
difficult.
then yeah, I ended up she ended up getting like cólicos with a freaking, she got colicky with the formula, and I had to switch her formula so many times. And she would scream, and my mom would be like, and I remember my mom was like, oh, give her to me, you know. She was like, I got it, like I'll make her stop crying. And she would just keep crying, and she's like, oh yeah, never mind, like
There's nothing,
So I got her the little, like, you have it, huh, the Windy from
I don't. I have
Frito
the gas
Baby?
relief. It's like a little medication that he takes, but
There's
he's
that.
not even like bad like that yet.
But you're gonna really want this. It's gripe water. It's like this, it's called gripe water. That's probably what you have. It's like for gas and stuff, gas relief. And then there's this little Windy thing that like helps release gas. But yeah, I mean, he's a newborn, so he's gonna cry regardless.
I want to say that though. Like I know, like I'm like, oh my God, he's like, you know, he's not bad. Like
he's an amazing baby.
He's an amazing baby. I feel like the past couple days he's just been having a more difficult time because the older he gets, the more he's feeding, and my boobs are not catching up yet, girl. Like my breast milk is not catching up. So if he wants to drink like 3-4 ounces, like I'm producing, which I have good days sometimes. Like the other day, I almost like produced like 5 ounces, and I was like, oh my God. And now I'm back to like my 3 ounces, and he's getting bigger, and I have more to feed, and my boobs are not catching up.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's cólicos yet. I think right now he gets frustrated because he's still hungry. And I'm like, boy, we gotta wait 2 hours for the milk to come back in, you know? Like
your boobs are gonna catch up though. Like
my breast milk is slowly catching up. But yeah, so I feel like that's why he gets a little fussy. That
they say that hungry. Whatever he's working for or whatever you're pumping today, they say that like your body catches up the next day, huh? Something like that. Like
I hope so. I don't know. I don't think it's caught up yet. The past few days, I'm like still in the 3 ounces. I'm like, oh my God, and I'm very consistent. I do it like every 2 hours. At night, I do extend like 3 to 4 hours. I'm like, I don't know if it's those stretches that are kind of like bringing it down a little bit.
Or staying a lot hydrated, Mayra. Like really staying crazy hydrated and start drinking like electrolytes and stuff like that. They say
and then sometimes I forget to like eat too because we're like,
you need to
so like, you know, into him. And I'm like, I need to, like, I'm the milkman, girl. I need to be like feeding myself.
You are the cow.
I am the freaking cow, girl. Like,
no, you need to literally like be eating so much, Mayra.
So I forget about that, and
you don't realize
right now, and I forgot too.
You don't realize that you pumping like your body is working overtime. You're burning so many calories just making milk and all that.
But that's where I was going. So what was I saying? Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. With my recovery, it's been like so difficult. And obviously, like, you know, I'm trying to be like as attentive as possible, like as attentive as I can. But with the recovery, it's been so hard, Karina. The first few nights, if you guys have had a C-section, you know that like the first few nights to even get out of bed, you need assistance from the nurses, from your husband, from everybody. You cannot step up. Like you can't just get up out of the bed to grab your child or even go to the restroom. So girl, the first few nights, when I tell you like the mom guilt was so insanely real, like the baby blues were like at its peak, girl. I literally was like, I'm not getting emotional right now. My throat literally just, I was choking on my saliva, girl. I was like, no, I was like, oh my God. I had a moment where I was like tearing up. I was like, I'm so useless. Like Brian's over here with no sleep, literally like taking care of Noah.
You need to give yourself some credit, bitch. You just had a baby.
No,
like the fact, I know, but how you talk about it, you're like, I'm there recovering and Brian's taking care of him. Like you literally just
as he should, right?
Gave birth and got cut open. Like you should be, you should have been. Yeah, you know, obviously, yes. Brian's an amazing dad, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's doing incredible. Like Brian is literally like, I literally have a joke with Brian that I'm like, Brian's the mother and I'm the milkman. Like he doesn't know who I am. He's just like, oh, she's just like the milkman.
It's because right now you're so, you know, you're recovering and like
I'm a lot more involved now, obviously, because I can actually do stuff. But in the beginning, it was like so hard. Like even to if he was crying, I was like, I had to wake Brian up. Like, can you like?
Yeah, because you couldn't get up and like go to
the bassinet. Even if the bassinet was like right by me at the hospital, like I couldn't. Like it was so hard. So I still deal with that I'm like, I am not fully like 100% like there physically, like how I want to be for him. Like even yesterday, like I made sopa de fideo with like ground beef. It was like my first meal like actually made in the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
And even then I was like frustrated that like I couldn't bend down to grab like the pots and stuff because I don't know, I just feel so useless. I'm like, oh, I can't do anything. But I forget like that's like cuarentena too. Like you're not supposed to do anything. Like,
well, Mayra, like in general, a couple weeks after giving birth, you know, whether it's C-section or natural, whatever, either way, regardless of how you give birth, you're so tired because you literally like your entire life is dedicated to a newborn and like trying to get the new parent thing down. Yeah. And on top of that, like recovering from surgery, bitch, like of course you're gonna be like, you know,
my expectations as a mother were like up here. Like me, like I was so delusional that I was gonna have to go through recovery. You know what I mean? Like I forget that because my first C-section, literally, I recovered amazing. Like, and this is where I'm like, I don't know if I believe in the cuarentena thing, like to that extent, because I was going to the hospital every single day to see Briancito, and I was coming like late hours, like 4 a.m. while it was freezing, windy as hell outside. Like, girl, wind was hitting me, and I turned out just fine. Like, I think the
cuarentena thing is, you know, of course you should take care of yourself
because some of the shit they do is kind of crazy.
What I forgot what exactly.
You know, my mom was telling me. So in Mexico, back in the days, you couldn't even leave your room. You couldn't have a single window open, Karina. You couldn't shower for the 40 days.
Stop.
Literally, and it's cool though because somebody would take care of you. Like, somebody would make your meal. Somebody would cook for you.
That's kind of depressing though.
But I'm like, talk about postpartum depression. Like that would make me depressed.
Like not being able to leave your room.
Not even being able to shower.
Don't we need like vitamin D, like to step out?
Literally, that's exactly what we were thinking. I was like, you need to step out in the sun, get that vitamin D, girl.
Sometimes you need that air.
It just depends. Like, I know the señoras are gonna come for me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to say, girl. We all got our own.
You guys, listen, because I know my mom would, if she could comment on this, she'd be like, pendejas, imagine. Listen, y'all, like the cuarentena thing, I believe that the woman should take downtime and take as much time as she needs. And we deserve it 1,000,000%, you know, to have someone take care of us and take it easy, not have to go somewhere, etc. But in this day and age, like truly, like you're at the first doctor appointment, like literally a week after, right? Your light died. It's okay. It's because it was on low on battery. But you know, I with Mia personally, I got home, you guys, from the hospital, and literally like a few days after, because my little brothers, both of them are their birthdays close to Mia's, and my brother Hugo, he had a birthday party like days after, and this was a birthday party that was planned way ahead. We didn't know exactly when I was going to be induced with Mia. We didn't know when she was coming, so this birthday party was set for a specific date.
It was really intimate though.
Very intimate. Yeah, it wasn't like this rager party. It was a small party, like a small birthday get together, cake, a few friends over, a few family members. And this was like days after I came home, and I did not mind at all. I actually like stepped outside.
You were outside, yeah.
And the weather was nice. It wasn't like freezing. I had like a crew neck on. Mia, of course, I've had her fully covered up in her carriola, like fully covered up. I obviously, like, I was only out there for a little bit. I came back in, but it's different. I don't know. And then right away when I came home from the hospital, honestly, I was visiting like my suegra and stuff. We were taking Mia to go see her, and this is like probably like a week after. And I know like some of you guys are gonna be like, Karina, you shouldn't have been going out like that. I wasn't like doing anything crazy, but I was, I resumed back to work like within a few weeks or a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, whatever after that. Like, yeah, I do think we should take it easy, but I know that there's some people that the cuarentena, I do believe we still did cuarentena, like I still did it, but I wasn't too strict with it.
Yeah. I feel like I'm still doing it, girl. Like, I know that's good to your house. I know people are thinking like, you're doing the podcast, you're not doing the cuarentena. Like, to me, I'm like, girl, I know y'all see this like whole background and it looks like we're in
my house.
We're in a studio. We're at Karina's house, girl. Like, I'm still, I still feel like I'm doing cuarentena.
Even this studio, like, it's attached to the house. It's not like you have to like walk anywhere to. Yeah. Well, I know you drove.
I had to step out of the car to come in here, but like, I don't know. It's not that serious to me.
Literally, guys, like, there's a door that leads into my living room. Like, it's literally in my house. Like, but. I feel like like you're doing cuarentena good, Mayra.
I'm not supposed to. I mean, this is like some people don't have anything cold.
Oh, really?
I'm like, girl, I'm sorry.
Wait, why the cold part?
I think it like dries out your milk and stuff. And I mean, I don't know.
I
do believe in like hot drinks, like help your milk supply, like hot chocolate. I've been drinking it almost every day and it helps, but I don't think this is going to dry out my milk supply. I hope it doesn't.
I don't want to cover any of the señoras, but I wonder like how factual like some of the stuff is, how there's like specific things. Yeah. I know that like some things could affect your breast milk. Like, I remember when I was pumping, I posted that I went to go eat Korean corn dogs, and it was like the spicy one. And people were telling me, they were like, you're breastfeeding, like, I think the spiciness could affect the milk. It could make them colicky. So I was like, oh shit. No, you guys are right.
I stay away from the spicy.
See, I didn't know that. So like, I live with my mom, you guys. My mom lives with me. So the cuarentena.
She didn't tell me nothing.
No, she did. She definitely had me, like, I was following a cuarentena protocol, but she was not that strict with me. Like, if I did go out though, like, or if I was gonna go even to the doctor appointment, she used to tell me like to cover my ears with she does that to you too, huh?
Cotton balls.
So things like that I did do. Yeah, of course. And then taking it easy, not doing anything crazy, 100%. I just don't follow it to like the T. Some people are really strict with it.
I follow like the being covered up.
Yeah.
Like, and the postpartum sweats, bitch, are insane. Yeah. I wake up soaked. I mean, when I sleep, I am like,
no, and then like anything that happens, like if you're not having a good day, they'll be like, te dio el aire or whatever.
And I'm like, girl, I've been home the whole time.
And I'm like, girl, like, I know, yeah, like things like that. But
I'm like, what did I do? Or
like, for me, I was so, if anything, I felt like I was stuck in my room all the time, like pumping and like with Mia and stuff. I wanted to like step out of my house. Like, I desperately wanted to go and just have like a dinner somewhere at a restaurant, or like I wanted to go for a walk. So I was like a couple weeks out, like going on walks because I felt better. I felt like I needed some air, bitch.
If you Google it says like when you feel right, when you feel good, to go out for a walk. And it's like, I think it's literally good for your mental health. Obviously, cuarentena, they would be like, you can't go out.
It depends on how strict some people do it. Like, if we're talking like old school,
Yeah, I'm here for I'm here for it all. Like, if you guys want to stay in your house the whole 40 days.
I think it's amazing when you really think about it.
I think it is amazing to go to that extreme.
I think that's beautiful, but I feel like to an extent, like if the mom wants to feel like she needs a little bit of sun for her own mental health,
I think she should
let the girl step out the room, girl.
Let the girl step out and get some air. Like, this is why I feel like I'm still doing it, because like even if I step out, I'm still really covered up. But let a girl breathe a little, literally. Like, I don't know. I really think it's. I don't know. I was looking at a TikTok because somebody was talking about the cuarentena, and everybody in the comments were like, let's start taking care about, you're prioritizing all of this, but you're not prioritizing your mental health at this point, girl. Like, girl, let me step out to the sun. And it helps. Even me just going to Karina's, even me coming here today, I was like, I feel like I'm back to life again. You know, you feel like you're back to the routine. I love it.
So I don't want to ask too many questions. I'm like acting like I'm like if you're a guest or something. Why? I was gonna say I don't want to ask too many questions. We don't want to talk too much about details of like the birth and stuff, you guys, because Mayra,
I haven't posted my labor and delivery vlog.
Mayra is gonna be posting that stuff too, and like we're not gonna like spill all the tea. I know.
Can I talk about that too, though? I feel like I notice there's this pressure of like, you know, people are waiting for the labor and delivery video, and I mean, for all I know, people are pretty quick to it too. Like a lot of people that I watch, they post it like the week of, and I'm like, I don't know how.
It's hard.
It's hard. I feel like I'm
do it at your own time, dude.
I'm truly just like enjoying my moment with my child that I haven't like thought about even like working on it. I started looking at the footage yesterday, and it was like so beautiful. I can't wait to start working on it. But I feel so guilty, right? Because the last week I was so busy with like remodeling the kitchen. Like so much was going on. We were nesting and everything. I was just living in the moment. Like that's all I'm going to say. I was living in the moment. I didn't care about like editing anything. And now I was like going through footage, and there's a couple vlogs that I want to post before my labor and delivery, and I'm cringing because I'm like, girl, you could have posted this before. And for my own memories, like for my own sake, like just to go back in time. Like, I actually like to look at my videos, like my vlog channel, and be like, oh, like, let me click on this video. Yeah. And I feel like I didn't really vlog a lot of my pregnancy, that I have that guilt of like, I want to put those vlogs first before I put the labor.
Do you have a lot of vlogs before that you want to post?
It's just like 2. I'm probably just going to bring it down to 1. But I'm like, girl, it's been 2 weeks. People are already waiting for the labor and delivery. Like,
I mean, you don't have to rush it. I think Mia, I feel like she was like at least a week old or more when I posted hers. I really took my time with it too, because there is like this pressure.
There is that pressure.
Did you ever get newborn pictures of him?
No, he's 17 days old. I still think I'm good to like. I need to.
I think you should, because they
start hitting up people. Lot. The lady that did my maternity shoot, she had told me, she was like, try the first or second week, because that's when like they're gonna change a lot, and that's when they're the most flexible. They're easy to work with, like with the pictures. I still think it's the most soon. We're still good, right? If he's like 17,
I think you are. I just wouldn't wait too
make
long
it this week,
because he's gonna start being a lot more aware soon, and very like, you know, he's gonna start. It's gonna be harder to keep him asleep for like those poses.
You're right.
I feel like the first couple weeks are the best time.
I'm gonna start hitting up like literally the photographers after this. Like literally, I told myself today was gonna be
because those are like, they grow so fast. It's crazy how fast they grow.
Yeah,
like you really want to capture those moments in their newborn era.
Yeah,
you really want to.
Okay,
get those
but
pictures.
we're good, right? 17 days.
He's still like a newborn. He's.
I know. I was feeling guilty. I've been feeling guilty about a lot of that. I'm like, oh my god, I haven't like the vlogs.
He's still a newborn.
His pictures. I'm like, I feel like all these things are like piling up, and I'm like, what are you doing, girl? Like, I'm like,
he's still a newborn. You're good.
So I want to make sure I get all that on track. But yeah, people are like really quick with their labor and delivery videos, and I'm here like,
you're like, how do y'all do it? Once you get back into the work zone, you're actually gonna enjoy it, because you feel like you're back into a routine.
Yeah.
Well, I know you have a new routine now.
Yeah, for
sure. I'm sure, but like sometimes it's good to like, you know, step away a little bit and get back into like a little bit of that old routine, and it kind of makes you like, okay, you know, makes you feel more like you. But oh my god, girl, I fell asleep so late last night. I was gonna ask if you watched the new season of Love is Blind, but I don't think you have, right?
I haven't. The other day I was watching Courtney's wedding. Did you watch it?
No. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like watch the Kardashians anymore. Even when ever since they came out on Hulu, I remember wanting to watch it, and I watched like the first episode. I never watched it again. Mm-hmm. I just don't. I love them, and I think they're beautiful to look at. But like,
girl, what?
But I feel like I'm not into like their reality show as much anymore. I'm like, what do they do now? Like what do they do on their shows?
Damn it!
Like, do they just? You know how like there'll be memes of saying like, oh, like this is an episode of the Kardashians, and they're just like eating a salad. Like that's exactly what I picture. I'm like, what do they do like for fun?
I don't really watch them either. I just watched that because I saw on TikTok, but. You know, it's funny. She got married last year in April, and I'm over here worrying about my labor and delivery vlog going up 2 weeks late. Dude, I'm like, wait, why was it? I'm like, damn, they got married last April, Karina.
Oh shit! So it has been a year.
I'm like, oh shoot, girl.
I posted my wedding vlog like a year late. Remember?
Oh shoot, you did.
Like why?
What happened with that?
I don't know. I just got fucking lazy to edit it.
Year late,
Mayra, I really just became consistent on my vlog channel a couple years ago.
Still like anticipating it. Like people were still so excited.
So embarrassing, dude. I'm talking like from like 2015 or so to like 2019. Those years I was so consistent on my main channel. My vlog channel was there, but I would upload like once in a blue moon. I wasn't really consistent with my vlog channel like that at all. I only became consistent with my vlog channel, I'm gonna say like 2-3 years ago, barely. And like even then, like I'm pretty consistent now. I'm more consistent on my vlog channel now than I am on my main channel.
Was there like a professional video that you posted in general, at least on your main channel? If you're
I did post like the highlights.
Oh, you're good
on my main channel, like right when I got married. Yeah, so I posted that, but I never posted like the vlog until like a year later, which is funny because you know the people that came to the wedding that vlogged, I'm like, did they wait a year? Or did they post? I don't know. They had to have posted.
I definitely waited a year because I posted after.
I'm like, did they actually wait the year to post? I don't think so, right? They probably asked me, and I was probably like, just post it. I don't care. I don't know. Whatever. But anyways, I was watching Love Is Blind last night. Have you watched any of the Love Is Blind seasons? You have, right? You know, they go into the pod. You know, they're talking to each other. They're dating. So the new season 4, I had been seeing so much on TikTok about it, and I was like, okay, I gotta watch it. So literally like 2 days ago, I started binge watching it. And the thing with me is like during the day, there's so much going on. I cannot watch anything. Like my daughter takes up the screen. I mean, I know some people are like not about like screen time, but my kid watches TV. I don't care. She's an iPad baby. She's an outdoors girl. She loves being outside. She could be outside.
She's a nature girl.
Hours. She could be outside for hours. But when she wants to watch TV, I do let her watch TV, y'all. Like it's not like she's watching it all day either, you know, whatever. Point is, she got the TV, so she'll watch her shows, her little cartoons and stuff. For me, I like watching my shows once I come back from the warehouse at night. Because even at the warehouse, sometimes I'm like, why don't I just put Netflix on my fucking phone and just do that? But we're doing a million things and everyone's calling us like left and right that I don't have time for that. So once I get home like at 10 p.m., I'll start fucking watching like marathons of shit. And then I'll go sleep like at 4 a.m. So that was me last night watching Love Is Blind. It's a good season, bitch.
Really?
It is. You should watch it. Like it's just
this new season?
Yeah, it's good.
I might have to.
I want to watch the reunion so bad because everybody's talking about the reunion. I'm like, okay, I need to watch it. And I saw somewhere actually I heard from Crystal. I didn't know about this part, but apparently like Netflix was going to do the reunion live, like live stream it. And like while they were live streaming, like TikTok was going crazy and like it was a shit show apparently, like the live stream. So like 2 hours in, Netflix just cancels it, stops it and says, we're actually not doing the live anymore. We'll get it up as soon as we can. You know, I guess they did that and they were getting shit for it. They were saying like, really, like Netflix couldn't do a live, you know, like out of all people, like Netflix, you would think that they would have it together to like make a live stream happen.
Yeah.
I mean, when I think of like the logistics that go into a live, like a freaking show like that, I'm like, okay, that sounds like a nightmare. But you would think that, you know, other people have done it. Like, so you're like, Netflix could totally do it. But I guess it was like a lot. But anyways, I just can't wait to watch the reunion because like it's not live. Obviously, like they ended up editing it. But I freaking love reunions in general, bitch.
Oh, I love it. I used to love the which one was
Bad Girls Club?
Bad Girls Club reunions,
Bitch. You guys, Mayra, do you watch the new one? Like with Natalie Nunn. Like Baddies West and all that. Baddies?
No.
So fucking good, you guys. I haven't watched the new season. The last one I watched was Baddies West.
So boring.
Was it Baddies West? The one that Krishan comes in. That's the last one I watched.
Girl, I don't know what you're talking about.
It was so good. The one that me and Peter always talk about. For the most of us, learning a second language in high school or college wasn't exactly a high point in our academic careers, girl. I actually did not take any language classes in high school, but Spanish was my first language, and I actually wish I had some English classes as a kid growing up, because I learned English in literally kindergarten, girl. Now, thanks to Babbel, the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions, by the way, there's an addictively fun and easy way to learn a new language. Whether you'll be traveling abroad, connecting in a deeper way with family, or you just have some free time, Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that you'll actually use in the real world, y'all. So for me, I know Spanish. I speak Spanish to my parents every day. That's literally the only language they speak, y'all. You know, and when I go to Mexico, I feel like I'm not proficient enough. I'm like, I want to learn more about my own language. So I'm literally using Babbel to be more proficient in Spanish. Although it was my first language, girl, I feel like I have a lot of that slang in there. And I'm like, no, I want to learn like the big words, you know? Babbel's 15-minute lessons make it the perfect way to learn a new language on the go. Babbel's expertly crafted lessons are built around real life. You learn how to have practical conversations about travel, relationships, business, and more. It's exactly what I need, girl. So, fun fact, other language learning apps actually use AI for their lesson plans, but Babbel lessons were created by over 100 language experts. Their teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Ooh, I kind of want to learn some French too. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and your accent. I want to sound like those girls in the telenovelas, all dramatic and using these big old words. That's what I want to be. There's so many ways that you can learn with Babbel. In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/chins. That's babbel.com/chins for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life.
Girl, did you know we're eating and drinking roughly a credit card's worth of plastic a week?
Girl, I heard. The products we're using every day are ultimately contaminating our water supply, generating hundreds of microplastics that we end up ingesting. Ingesting, mama.
Well, guess what, girl? Blueland is doing something about it. They are eliminating the need for single-use plastic in the products we reach for the most.
You know what I was shook about? Did you know that an estimated 5 billion plastic hand soap and cleaning bottles are thrown away each year?
And if that's not bad enough, most cleaning formulas are 90% water, which is heavy to ship, leading to excessive carbon emissions.
And on top of that, those products are often filled with nasty ingredients like chlorine and ammonia. That's a lose-lose situation for us and the planet.
Well, I got great news for you, girl. Blueland is on a mission to eliminate single-use plastic by reinventing cleaning essentials to be better for you and the planet. I'm all about this, girl. You know I stay cleaning.
And their idea is simple, you guys. They offer endlessly refillable cleaning products with a beautiful aesthetic design that looks great on your counter. I could just see it in Mayra's kitchen already.
From cleaning sprays to hand soap, toilet bowl cleaner, and laundry tablets, all Blueland products are made with clean ingredients you can feel good about.
Try their Clean Essentials kit, which has everything you need to get started. 3 bottles of cleaner plus a bottle of hand soap, girl. And it comes in beautiful light scents such as iris agave, fresh lemon, eucalyptus mint. Girl, I'm gonna need it right now.
We are so excited because Blueland has an offer just for our listeners. Get 50% off your first purchase of any product.
We're making the move to Blueland and can't wait to start using the Clean Essential Kit. Girl, I'm going to be waiting for that package every day.
Girl, I can't wait to use this on my brand new kitchen. To get 15% off your first order, go to blueland.com/chins. You won't want to miss this. Blueland.com/chins.
That's blueland.com/chins. That's the last one I watched. I haven't watched the recent one. I watched the one where I think it was Baddies South or Baddies West. I don't fucking know, but that's the one.
How cool would it be? I think we did talk about it already, huh? If they had a show like that for like YouTubers and stuff.
You know how iconic that would be, bitch? Like having a house full of YouTubers.
Like that would be so cool.
But honestly, Mayra, I don't think a lot of people would do it.
Well, no one's trying to fight. Like, we're not thinking baddies club. Like,
I know that.
What?
Me thinking like bitches getting down. No.
I'm just saying, like, how cool, like, to take them on a trip and like just record it and make it a show. It would be so.
Can we take them on
a trip? Like put them in a big ass mansion and just like have them like wild out in the summer.
Can we do that, you guys?
Can Chins and Giggles like freaking fly out some fly us out to freaking not the Chins and Giggles, right? Fly us out to freaking I don't know, like Miami and like put us in a mansion and record a reality show.
That would be so iconic. We should like hit up some videographers or something. That would be fun. I just feel like whenever you think reality show and when you think a house full of people, even if you're like, no, it's just gonna be fun and we're just gonna be turning up, like just naturally people are gonna be like, where's the drama? Where is it? It's just, you know, and if you're recording, I don't know what it is. Like, I just feel like it just, you almost expect it, but that would be really cool though. Mm-hmm. That would be so fucking cool. Like, I know I've thought of that. I'm like, that would be such a cool show, but yeah, I love reality TV. I'm a reality person.
My attention span is short.
Queen.
So I struggle with any TV shows, girl.
No, but there's some, Mayra, that are just so good. Like Love is Blind, I feel like it's a good one.
When this is going down, bitch, I'm like, period.
When bitches are throwing hands, have you seen those
that adrenaline you get when you're like, oh, bitch, like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm Krishan. She gets down. Have you seen those TikToks that will be like me watching a show and my husband pretending he doesn't want to see it, and then they'll start yelling and then he's like, oh. No, like when I'm watching like Baddies West and shit, like no lie, like Raul will be like, oh my god, your shows are so extra, you know, and he'll be like minding his business, and then there's like shit going down, and he'll actually be paying attention to. Like,
he wants to be part of the fucking Jesus.
I'm like, you know, it's good, right? And I'm like, isn't Krishan such a queen? Like, I'll be like saying like shit like that. She's just so funny. Like, she is Mayra. You would love.
Can we Google Krishan?
Krishan.
Do I know?
Well, this is not the best picture because she's missing a tooth here, but she's dating Blueface. Oh my god, there was a whole drama with him too. You know how we talked about it with Peter and Elizabeth?
Yeah.
But she's just so funny, like. And she doesn't give a fuck. She's a kind Mayra. If you like even just like give her a dirty look, like she will fuck you up.
Stop playing.
Like Krishan.
I'm scared.
I'm scared of Krishan.
Damn.
But it's just so funny, like these shows. But Love is Blind, like I always think I'm like, it's so crazy. Like what a good ass concept, like truly. Like when you really think about it. I know we're in season 4 already, but what a good ass concept. Like that's putting people in pods.
And you just get to know them for their personality. It ain't about their looks for sure.
And it's funny because like literally within like a few days they propose.
See, I don't know about that.
Isn't that weird?
So weird. You know what show I actually got really into, Karina? The Bachelor. With what was his name? Oh my god, remember this guy? Is
that the one I told you about?
Huh?
Didn't I tell you about that one?
The Bachelor was like years ago, girl.
Yeah, The Bachelor. He was like Ben.
Oh my god.
Yes.
He was daddy the house for sure, huh? Charming.
Ben the Bachelor. Oh my god, that was so good. See, I love The Bachelor.
So charming. Like, oh my goodness. No, and it was when it was those last two girls, like he had been on a chokehold, girl.
I know.
It was
a good show too that I haven't watched in a long ass time.
And you know, all the seasons have to be good.
There's people that will literally have like parties. Like, have you seen that when the girls will have parties? Like, all right, it's Bachelor night, and I'm like, that's so fucking iconic.
I love it.
Why did we stop watching it?
I don't know.
Like, imagine Mayra with like some wine, crackers, like watching The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
Like,
I used to be into it. I got into a few seasons and I never watched it again. But I know
I was like so into the Ben one.
There's a few shows out there that I'm just like so happy they're there because I'm like, I'm chilling right now. I'm not into anything, but I know that the moment I turn this shit on, I'm gonna binge that shit for fucking weeks, bitch.
Yeah.
I feel like that about like Housewives too.
You got me into Orange is the New Black. No.
What?
Wait, no.
You're talking about Coven, American Horror Stories.
American Horror Stories. The
Coven.
Whoa, that one was, you got me into that one.
Guys, I feel like Mayra's not a TV person, and I'll tell her, and I'm like, Mayra, just trust me on this one. Just watch the first episode, bitch.
You know which one I still, Once Upon a Time, right?
Is that you didn't get into it, huh?
I did not get into it.
That's some sad shit, because that's a really good one. Me and Raul both got into it Once Upon a Time.
I didn't. I don't get it.
No, I need to, oh my God. Now I'm just thinking like, I'm like, wait, I need to watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. There's been so many seasons.
Can we have a night and like break my kitchen in? I haven't like
should.
And then just I'll hang out.
I've been telling you, girl, I'm down whenever, bitch. I'm ready.
Is there a Bachelor right now or Bachelor?
I want to have a cookout at your house so bad.
Yeah.
Or like a carne asada or something, bitch. I've been craving to have a carne asada with our friends, like so bad.
I know, like, when do you introduce your friends to your baby?
You know what? For Mia, this is the thing.
Waited.
I waited because this is the thing, y'all. When you first have a baby, like, I know your friends are excited, your friends and family, everybody's asking you, when can I go see you? If they could all pull up to the hospital the next day, they would.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're excited. I feel the exact same way. I was literally, like, the next day over there with Mayra, too. I was like, I'm trying to pull up now. The moment
but you're my sister.
I was trying to pull up the same fucking day. Mm-hmm. Like, I get it, you know? But when you're in those shoes, you're like, just the thought of like entertaining people. I know there's no pressure at all. Cause of course, if your friends come to see you and that you just gave birth, they're not expecting to see your house clean. They're not expecting for you to serve them food. Of course not, you know, but just naturally like, and then like the blues, y'all, I look back at my postpartum and I definitely have to say that I'm grateful to say that I don't feel that I got postpartum depression. But I definitely had like blues randomly where I look back and I'm like, and I remember I used to be like, people would ask me like, so how's postpartum going? And I was like, it's doing great, fantastic. And I feel like overall I did good, but I feel like I definitely had the blues and I just was not here for like having people come over. I felt so bad because I remember my mom would tell me like, oh, like family. She would be like, so-and-so wants to come visit, meet the baby. Like, when can I tell them? And I would tell my mom, I was like, I'm sorry, but like, I felt bad, but I was like, I just don't want to see anybody. Like the thought of having to have people come over and me worry about like, is the house clean? Like, am I gonna have to entertain people? Or like, in general, I was like, I don't want to fucking get up and shower right now. Like, I just didn't.
Isn't that crazy though that it took you like this long to realize that you had postpartum blues? Because Karina literally told me the other day, she's like, I know I said I never like felt anything, but now that I think about it, I definitely had the blues. I was like,
I for sure did, guys. And I remember I would have vlogged and be like, guys, like, I feel great. Like, I'm not having anything. Like, I haven't, like, no, you know, I'm gonna be real. I had like some kind of blues, but it was not bad. Like, overall, I could truly say that I was not like fully depressed and, you know, but I definitely had moments that I used to cry randomly. And I felt so embarrassed, Mayra, because like, I wasn't even open with Raul about it. I feel like I was like in my own brain, just like kind of like not suffering. Cause like, I don't want to say suffering. I was so grateful. I was so happy, but I was like going through it a little bit and I wouldn't even tell Raul. Cause I was like, I'm gonna sound like ungrateful if I even say that, like, cause like I really wanted Mia. So I was like, I don't want to sound ungrateful, you know,
you girl.
But, and then it's funny. Cause like, I swear, Mayra, like Raul, like, you know, when you don't want someone to hear you cry. So you're like crying in the, like, laying down like that. I like, why?
Karina,
I swear I used to like random like why I used to, oh my god, what is the reason? Wait no it was not bad, you guys. Oh my god, please don't feel bad. Oh my god, no I just want to say, guys, it's just me talking about it. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I had the blues. Like, I didn't realize it in the moment, you know. That's why I get a little bit emotional, but don't feel bad. I was so happy, you guys, so incredibly grateful. But I remember, I remember like there was like a time where like I was just like crying, and then Ron was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, I literally was hiding from him crying because I didn't want him to think I was being ungrateful. Isn't that so crazy?
That's so real though.
Like, and I look back and I'm like, okay, you had a little bit of blues, girl. Oh my god, Karina, the fact that you were like hiding from him is like, no. And I literally look back, Mayra, like dead ass. I look back and I'm like, girl, like, why were you embarrassed to have the blues? I actually think about it, like genuinely think about it, and I'm like, is it possible to not have any kind of blues at all when your hormones shift that much? Like, you gotta have some kind
There's
of
gotta be
blues.
something, because
a little bit at least.
That's so real though, that you were so afraid to admit it because you thought you were not grateful.
No, like,
because let me tell you, girl, I had the mentality, because Karina would tell me, she's like, you know, when you have Noah, it's normal for you to feel something. It doesn't mean you're not grateful. And I was like, oh, no. Like, trust me. Like, what am I going to feel? Like, I've been wanting him. You know, I already went through the worst possible. Like, what's going to give me, like, the blues? Like, literally, right? And I think I kind of got, like, a reality check. And I understood, like, where the blues come from. And not necessarily, like, at all has to do with your baby. It's just your hormones.
It's nothing to do. Yeah.
Nothing to do with your baby.
I remember I would be, like, completely fine. And then out of nowhere, I would be like,
yes.
And then I'm like, fuck, I'm sad. I feel overwhelmed. This is a lot.
Yeah. I think because you obviously wanted Mia a lot too, that you went in with the mentality of like, I can't feel a certain way because then I'm gonna. That's how I felt too, Karina.
Yeah.
I went in this thinking like, I didn't even think I was gonna feel it. So when I started feeling something funny, I was like, no, this can't be. Like, this can't be.
You're like, no.
I'm like, why am I feeling a little weird?
Though.
Like, this can't be happening. Like, this is not, like, I'm not proud of this right now. And it's not in a bad way, but like, why am I feeling like a little sad for no reason? Or why am I turning, like, randomly?
Or frustrated or just impatient.
Frustrated.
Anything.
I had to talk to Brian and I was like, I'm actually really open about like my feelings, and I told him
you are really open about your feelings, like in general.
I told him, I was like, Brian, it's okay to admit, hey, you feel a little weird, and he was like, no. I was like, wait, so this is just me.
Like, hold on, let's let it out right now.
Yeah,
he's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I told Brian everything, like literally up to like the farts I take, everything, girl. I'm like so open with him, and I was like, Brian, like it feels a little like different, huh? What you expected? And he was like, no. And I'm like, oh shit, so it's just me. I was like, oh, okay, so maybe it's really my hormones.
It's because like, okay, like there's like this like fairy tale that you think about when you're pregnant. Like I remember, like, you know, you think of all those, like, you do have so many precious moments that will be like core memories.
It's just but 360, your whole life is 360.
But so the newborn stage, it's just different. It's a lot of adjusting to, a lot of crying, a lot of everything. And I have to be honest, I do remember moments where I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a little different than what I expected. Like, it's a lot. Like, all while being grateful, of course.
Yeah.
But when you're there, it's 5 a.m., you're like, I haven't slept. I'm literally a crackhead right now. Like, I literally can't even stay awake. Like, I'm, you know, like.
Yeah. That's one thing, too. Like, I felt guilty because I'm like, why am I feeling exhausted? Or, like, if he's such a good baby, he is sleeping.
That doesn't mean anything.
And I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, I'm still, like, on mom mode. I'm not going to let him oversleep because he still needs to feed. And, like, I'm still, like, not, you know what I mean?
That mom guilt is so crazy how real it is.
I'm still waking up every other, like, minute to make sure he's fine, he's breathing. And I have to wake him up to feed. Like, I'm not going to let him sleep through the night either. You know, I don't know. So I have to, like, remind myself, I'm like, even if he's a good baby girl, like, you had a whole child.
I mean, Mia, I see her and I'm like, she's so traviesa. For me, I'm like, oh, my little monster. She's like crazy, you know? Because she's like super traviesa. And it's funny because everybody's like, she's actually such a good kid. I'm like, she's a queen, you know? But she has a little crazy side too. You know, she does get annoying sometimes. Like, she's crazy. She's super demanding, super sassy.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because like, you'll love them and you know they're your everything, but sometimes I'm like, Mia, you're so annoying right now. Like, it is what it is, bro. Like,
I feel like I didn't give myself any room to feel anything because of the situation. Damn, it's all out because of the situation that I went through. You know, I was like, oh my god, I've been wanting this, which I definitely don't think
the moments are so much. Obviously the good over, like, is, you know, it's mostly all like amazing moments. It's just like when you're tired, there's moments where you're like, oh my gosh, it's a lot, you know?
It's postpartum blues. It is what it is. It like comes in little waves, and it's not, I don't think I have postpartum depression. Absolutely not. Like, even like the blues, like, it's so random. It's like literally the day that it was like the second day or the third day, I was still at the hospital recovering. I was there like a while recovering, girl. I was there. I got there Saturday.
You were there like 4 days.
I was there like 4 days. So the third day, I was like really going through it. Or was it the second day? I think it was the second.
I think I remember because you called me and you were like, I feel useless. You like started crying.
Yeah, it was the second day. I was exhausted, like exhausted. But no.
Exhaustion is insane, huh?
Yeah, that day I was kind of going through it. But the third day, my nursing, no. What are they
Consultant? The nursing consultant?
But they're not called that. They're called something else.
They're the nursing people. The ones that come help you nurse.
Yeah, I forget the name.
I thought they were nursing consultants.
There's maybe, I don't know. Is it called a nursing consultant?
I don't fucking know.
Okay. So the lady comes in and she's like, "Hey, how you doing now? Like, how is it?" Because she's the one that's been seeing me. And here I am, like a hot mess, and I'm like crying to her. I'm like, I don't know where to go. Like, this is how I knew, bitch. I was like, girl, you are having some blues right now. That was the first realization that I was going through it. I was like, at first I was like, I don't know, like, you know, my milk is still like, because by the third day, this is TMI, but we all here, you know, we're all girls here. If guys watching this too, it's all good. But my boobs were like bleeding.
Oh my God.
Bleeding, Karina.
I know.
My milk, there's a little TMI. My milk was
It's
coming
not
out with
TMI.
blood.
I mean,
Like, and I think it's pretty common because they were saying, like, we see it all the time.
rich in iron.
Right. They're like, we see it all the time. Like, you know, the baby could still have it. And I was like, how is my baby going to have milk with blood? Like, this is crazy. Come on, vampire.
Vampire, like, girl.
So, and then I was like in pain. Like,
No, I just pictured him dressed as a vampire and he looks adorable.
Queen, imagine his little fangs. Like,
Oh my God, what are you guys gonna be for Halloween? Oh my God, I'm
girl,
sorry.
I'm not thinking about Halloween right now.
I'm a little ahead right now. Keep going. I'm so fucking
So
annoying.
my boobs are like bleeding, Karina, cracked. And at this point, no, like for real, dead ass. At this point, I think this was the night. I have so much to update y'all on. Like, my recovery has been so dramatic for what? That
you should do like, yeah, you'll do a video and stuff, like, if you want to.
yeah,
You know?
they extended a day because girl, I was going through it. And what am I saying? I forgot.
Your blood. Your milk.
Oh yeah. I was bleeding and everything, and I told her, I'm like, yeah, you know, like they extended another day because like we had a little scare, and I basically like just caught up on sleep. This is just overwhelming. Like, I don't know, because like the pumping was just literally, there was a moment where I almost like fainted, and they really thought like something was happening to me. Because I literally couldn't breathe. So I was so exhausted, like literally exhausted. Mm-hmm. And even the nurse had told me, she's like, honey, I know you want this really bad, but you need to like give yourself a break. Like, don't pump for the night. Just go to sleep. Like, you'll be fine. Your milk is still going to come in.
Were bleeding.
Yeah.
Cracked.
She was like, your milk is still going to come in regardless. Like, give yourself a break.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, me and Brian had a serious conversation that night. He was like, if we have to just give him formula, like it is what it is.
Supplement for now.
And I think that was a night that they started supplementing him with formula because he was getting fussy. My milk wasn't coming in fast enough. And I was like a zombie with cracked, bleeding nipples, girl. Like, it was so terrible.
I remember you showed me and I was like, Mayra.
It's so horrible.
I was like, Mayra, oh my God. And I remember in my head, I was like, she's really trying.
Like, I was really, no, Karina. And
Like,
I didn't give up. I was there like, barely like recovering the 2 hours.
So painful.
Barely recovering the 2 hours. My nipples look like they got hickeys and all.
Yeah, you guys, they were like bruised, cracked, chapped as fuck, bleeding. And then Mayra's like, nothing, like, yeah, I'm gonna pump. And I'm like,
yeah, at this point I'm like,
holy crap.
At this point they were numb.
Mayra, but you like, see how you have this mom guilt? Like, you need to look at shit like that. The fact that the nurse is telling you, like, sweetie, please take a fucking break. Your nipples are about to come off. Like,
no,
look at that.
Nurse, bitch, the nurse, it was so bad, you guys. Like, this night was so bad, like, that I almost, like, fainted. That they were like, we have a nursery right next door.
They could take care of him for the night.
She's like, we could take care of him for the night. You need, like, I was like, you guys, this was just a really bad night.
A zombie.
I was a zombie. I was like, my nipples were bleeding.
Myra was so tired, you guys, that she had like a full-blown anxiety attack.
I had a full panic attack and I didn't even realize
of how tired you were.
Because I wasn't, let me tell y'all, I didn't even think I was like having anxiety because I wasn't even thinking about it. I just remember I was like, okay, I need to like pump again. Right?
Oh
here I am with my nipples on crack bleeding, right?
Holy
I'm like,
crap,
I need to pump again. When it was like already at 10 p.m., Yeah, it was like late already. I knew I had to sleep because I was like,
oh my Lord.
so tired. But I'm like, I need to pump. And I remember I'm like pumping, right? And I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling a little nauseous. And I was like, let me check my sugars. So I called them. I'm like, can you guys check my sugars? And they're like, sure. And by this point, I didn't understand what was going on because literally, like the minute I had Noah, like my sugars regulated. So I'm like, why am I feeling nauseous? Like, are my sugars still a little off? Like, what's going on? My sugars looked fine. They do my blood pressure, and it looks fine. But in between that, before they even did my blood pressure, actually, I'm like skipping a couple parts. I start feeling nauseous, right? So I stopped the pumping. At this point, I'm not even having anxiety. I'm just like, oh, I feel nauseous. Like, can we do something about it? I don't like this feeling. That's it. Like, I'm not even feeling anxious at all, girl. And they're like, yeah. So I put the pumps out. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm doing a little too much. I got up a little bit. And I was like, the nurse is there. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I just feel like a little bit like lightheaded. And then like all of a sudden, Karina, I already told Karina this, but I felt this like elephant like come upon me, like on my chest, on my body, everything. And I was gasping for air.
Sounds like
when I tell you, like the scene was so dramatic. She was like, sit down. And she called people. There was like a team outside of my room, Karina, like ready in case I was like having a heart attack or something. I don't know what they thought it was. I think at some point they thought I was having like embolism, like a blood clot, which is so terrible, right? Because I'm like, okay, she's feeling nauseous and she can't breathe no more. Like, what the fuck is going on? I was about to pass out, Karina. And
so they check your vitals,
dramatic.
Right?
They check my vitals afterwards. Everything is fine. They even did an EKG because they were like, she literally like almost fainted on us. Like, what is going on? This is when like the nurse was like, your vitals are fine. I called Dr. Rad. He was like, okay, everything looks good. Like, and that's when they came into the conclusion, like, you are like, honey, you are exhausted. You need sleep.
Oh my Lord. Yeah.
And that's when I was like, I need sleep. Like, Karina, insane. And I'm like, at this point, I'm already like anxious because at that point when I was like passing out, I literally, I was gasping for it. I've never felt that in my life. And for all I've known is when you feel an elephant on your chest, honey, you're having a heart attack. So me and Brian was like literally like poor thing. Like you could tell he was scared. And I'm like, Brian, please pray for me. Please pray for me. I was just thinking like, I have my perfect little family right now. God, this can't happen to me. It was so scary, Karina.
I know. I remember you called me. You were so scared. And I was like, Mayra, your vitals are okay. I told you.
It was so bad after.
And I was like, look, Mayra, if you really like truly feel like something's wrong, request some blood work, right?
Yeah.
And they did do blood work, right?
Yeah, the next day. But that night, like I was so scared. I was so scared, Karina. So I realized afterwards it was an actual like panic attack.
Yeah.
Because I felt like impending death. Like I felt like I was going to drop dead in that moment.
Like right there.
Yeah. And I feel like it was like lack of sleep. Like I didn't even realize it was coming. I feel like naturally when I get anxiety, I provoke it myself. This time, like, no, that bitch came out of like nowhere.
No, when you're tired, for me, when I get like an anxiety attack, it's when I'm really sleep deprived. Because for me, if I'm tired, like my anxiety is just like, and then randomly, boom.
No,
bitch.
and then I ended up realizing that like that night, I skipped dinner. They forgot my dinner.
Mayra,
so
what?
I had just taken like all these drugs like that I was supposed to take with food.
Oh my God.
So and like now that I have like my actual medicines at home, like it says please take with food. I'm like, Mayra. I'm like, I was sleep deprived. These drugs literally had me like hallucinating or something.
Sleep deprived on meth. I was like,
no. I was like, I was on strong medication, Karina, without food. I was like, oh my God, that was probably the nausea it was giving me.
Sheesh,
maybe even the shortness of breath. Like, I don't know what the hell was going on.
Girl.
So anyways, in that moment, Karina, when I think I'm dying, I'm like, bring me Noah. Aww. It was so sad, Karina.
That's so sad.
And Noah's so peacefully sleeping, and I'm just like praying to God for me to stay. It was so dramatic.
You got
Karina.
really scared. Yeah.
I got so scared. Like my life flashed through my eyes in those moments. And yeah, when you have a baby, like you fear death so much. Like I'm back to fearing death. That's insane. Like
that's wild.
Oh my God, I was just like so crazy.
I think it was a massive anxiety attack.
Massive, Karina. I literally woke up the next day traumatized. But this is how delusional I am. Like I don't give myself enough credit. Where I'm like, girl, what is wrong with you? That night, when they were like, it was so bad because Brian was literally a zombie too. Like he couldn't even like stay up. God. And that's when they were like, literally, they told me, they're like, you literally almost fainted. Like you need sleep.
Because your blood pressure drops, huh, too? You said that had gone down.
No, my blood pressure like went the fuck up.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think because at that moment I was already panicking and it was like,
oh my God, Mayra, this is crazy.
So they had a nursery, right? And even then I was like, no, like don't take him to the nursery. Because I was like, oh my God, you hear these crazy stories about babies being stolen. Like, I know, right?
Yeah.
And we had a serious conversation. She's like, no, like he's right here. He's going to be well taken care of. We'll just have him like overnight, you know. And she's like, you really need the sleep. And she's like, and please do not wake up to pump. Like you need to sleep it off. Girl, they took him to the nursery at like 10 p.m. after my anxiety attack.
Oh my gosh.
And I woke up till like 6 a.m. So that was like the whole night I slept. 8 hours. But let me tell you, Karina, when I was like about to close my eyes, I remember I closed my eyes and like I woke up and I was like, oh my God, Brian, I'm really tired. Like I think this is because I'm really tired. Like I didn't even realize I was tired till I closed my eyes and fell asleep. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like actually like really tired.
I mean, it's a lot, Mayra.
Like I didn't give myself that credit that I was tired though. Like in that moment, I felt so alert that the minute I closed my eyes, I was like, oh bitch, I'm drifting quick. Like I'm tired.
Yeah, it's an exhaustion.
Hello? Oh, it's in the kitchen. My pumps are there. Noah, y'all, he's living.
Brian just came in with Noah. He needs milk. You know, get those titties out right now.
No, I pumped. It's in the kitchen. Okay.
OMG, girl.
So dramatic, Karina. I thought I was dying.
I know. I remember you called me. I was like, oh my God, Mayra, what's going on?
So here we are.
But Noah's such a
postpartum anxiety is real.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah,
that's what you have.
Yeah, that's literally like. Noah is an amazing baby. I'm dealing with me right now. I think that's what I'm dealing with.
Your health anxiety right now.
It's like insane.
You've been to the ER a few times.
Oh my God. Yes, girl.
I mean, you could always like, you know,
I thought I had a blood clot at some point. Like my left foot was bigger than my right foot. And my doctor told me to go to the ER. I was like, my doctor's told me to go to the ER, bitch. Ash is real. Like I need to go.
No, and then you've been so tired too. I remember the day Mayra and Brian came home from the hospital. I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to have like a whole, you know, the celebration at our house, you know. I don't know why I didn't think about it either. We get there, we see baby, we see Mayra, we're like, oh my God, we're all excited. Literally,
Brian, like zombies.
And you guys are zombies. Like 2 hours later, Mayra's like, guys, like, I really, really want to take a nap. Like at that point, and I think we were just like, of course, like, duh. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, you don't realize, like, you know, everyone's excited for you, but you don't realize obviously how tired you really are. Like, you're exhausted.
Yeah. But I have so much to say, and I'll slowly tell you guys.
There's so much. Are you sleeping good now? Like, do you feel like you're
sleeping better? Yes, absolutely. I feel really well slept. I feel like me and Brian got a routine down where I sleep in more in the mornings, and he falls asleep earlier, and I take over the night shift.
Queen.
So we're good. We are good with the schedule, thank God, because the first days were rough, and we knew they were going to be rough. Because in the beginning, like, I really couldn't do much, so it was mainly like it was just a hot mess in the beginning.
The first month is rough. I know it's getting easier, and I'm sure every day you're like, okay, we got it down, we got it down. Trust me, like once he starts, does he sleep through the night yet, or I don't know?
Starting, no, right? Well, in the beginning,
he's still too little, huh?
He has to eat every 2 hours.
Yeah. But you're gonna get to a point. I don't know if they're like 6 months or whatever, but they get to a point where they have their nice fat bottle, and then at night they'll sleep through the whole night.
When does that happen? Because right now I have to wake him up like every 2 to 3.
I forgot, but like right now, Mia, she's obviously like fucking toddler. She's 2 years old already. Which Mia's birthday was last week, you guys. Totally forgot to touch base on that. But Mia's birthday just passed, and I actually might have a birthday party for her this weekend.
You are going to do it?
I think so, because I've been telling Luis, I'm like, should we do it? He's like, yeah, just because I thought about doing it next week, but I'm like, that's like a whole other different month. I'm like, I should just do it this weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But I'm having a little like Toy Story party for her, guys, because Mia's obsessed with Toy Story. So we'll probably dress up and stuff. Oh my God, Mayra, you have to dress Noah up.
Yeah.
Like Woody or something. He would look so cute.
Like with his little hat.
Adorable.
Oh, yeah.
But Yeah, we're gonna like do all that. But anyways,
I'm excited.
I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Oh, she sleeps through the night. Obviously, Mia literally gets like 10 hours of sleep a night. At least it probably
That's
more.
a dream.
You'll get there 100%.
Because he's a really good baby, but like I have to wake him up still to eat.
He's 2 weeks old.
Sometimes if I forget a little bit, he'll go a little past the 3, and I'm like, you need to wake up, boy. Like, and he falls
he's
asleep.
Literally a newborn right now.
And then at night I get like lazy. I try to give him the boob. I'm like, I'm not gonna pump right now. And like he falls asleep on the boob. I'm like, boy, you need to eat. What's going on here?
It's because he's so little right now. But once he's in his infant stage, it just gets so much easier, dude.
Yeah, things are slowly getting easier. Yeah, but. Yeah, life has been crazy.
We should go get lunch like at a restaurant after if you headed down.
See, I want to, Karina, but like that's an outing.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
I haven't gone.
You're right. I keep forgetting about the cuarentena thingy. You don't have
tempting,
to.
girl.
It's because you were mentioning earlier something about Cheesecake Factory.
It just sounds so good, that brown bread, bitch. Like,
but we don't have to. You know what we should do? Like dead ass. Like we should.
Would I be bad if I go eat? Like.
I mean, I don't think so, but I don't want to be that fucking bitch being like, go eat with me, like, like when you should be like, you know, resting and stuff.
Oh, don't tempt me.
Maybe we should plan something at your house where like we just go and cook at your house.
We could, but I don't want to be home. I'm there all day.
I know.
That's the thing I don't get about cuarentena. Like, oh,
you're like, bitch, my sanity needs some air.
Like, I'm so excited to be here at your house, even if I don't do anything.
Queen.
No, literally.
Sometimes we just need to get out a little bit, girl.
Yeah. You guys, thank you for like all the wishes and everything too. Like, oh my God, I didn't mention Noah was born April 8th, weighing 8 pounds. Yeah. It's funny because our birthday is February 8th. So I didn't realize till like afterwards that 8 is like my lucky number. I've always loved the number 8. Mm-hmm. And he was born April 8th.
So cute. And like literally Mia's birthday is 11 days later.
Yeah, they're so close in age.
They're so close in age, you guys. It's crazy. But oh my gosh, that year's gonna fly by, Mayra. Before you know it, you're gonna like, I have to celebrate.
Well, already I'm like, he's going to be 3 weeks like on Saturday.
You guys start planning his first birthday already. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, wait, what?
I'm just kidding.
His first month little picture with his little like 1 month. Like, what the heck?
Oh my God. You should do, you know what you should do when he's 6 months? You should do like the half year.
Yeah, I want to.
So cute. Oh my gosh. So crazy, guys. But Mayra's back, y'all.
Period. I'm back, queen. And I hope I come back next week too.
I know. If
this recovery is like a little different. So I really hope like we're good from now on.
And if you're not good next week, I could always like have Elizabeth come on or something.
Period.
Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 54. Yeah,
period.
54. Thanks for watching, y'all. And we'll see y'all in the next one.